All right, friends, we're back with the vegan stoner lady, the vegan TikTok. She was doing this video. I'm gonna do a little bit more of it. It's kind of interesting, funny.
Dingo diet.
You're not coming. Hey.
Hey,
Are you there, Dingo?
Maybe he can't load in.
Oh no.
are you there, Dingo?
Oh, I see. It's not over here. He's loaded in, but over there he's not.
All right.
That's weird.
That is weird.
He might have to drop down or something.
Yeah. You can request back up, Dingo. Though I'll bring you back up.
It's a loaded question.
Oh, Frieda's here.
How do the
Yay,
morally
Frida.
justice not
I
be
fell
vegan?
behind in our.
I just love this question at the top. How do you morally justify not being vegan? Because it doesn't exist?
Yeah, we've been talking a lot, and I totally haven't
There's no such thing as vegan.
been paying attention to my social medias.
Yeah, maybe
There's a
she's
but.
busy.
Look, man, there's no such thing as vegan. There's no such thing as the police. There's no such thing as the court system. There's no such thing as an accountant, an astronaut, a businessman. None of these things exist in nature. If you lived out in nature, they don't exist. Neither does money or these clothes you're wearing, these earphones, nothing. They don't exist out there. They only exist in your world, this man's world, fantasy world. Get it, man? This matrix that you live in, because you reject living in nature. Because especially today, people think that nature's dirty. Oh, I need to take a shower. My God, my clean home, my clean sheets, my shower, and all of that kind of stuff. They're so scared to live out there. Look, here's the thing. These people, like in Africa, they live a very sedentary, very natural kind of life. But people in modern cities will say, oh, well, they're, third world, and, they're these really poor people and all this kind of stuff. Are they really poor? I don't know. Maybe they live a lot happier than people in cities. All these people in the cities are suffering from mental illness, bro. Depression, they're on pills, Xanax, whatever. All these women, they're committing suicide all the time in my city. They stopped posting them in the newspaper, the suicides. They used to jump in the subway system. You get some woman would go and just jump in there and whatever. There's all these women and men committing suicide everywhere. They just, like I said, they don't post it anymore. I mean, society's is crazy. The police, they don't even publish the police how many people they killed either anymore. They don't want to scare the public that they kill so many people. It's ridiculous. It's just the kind of world we live in.
She can't come up.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, she probably can't come up. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being here, guys. Everyone in the chat.
Yes. What are the nutritional facts of vegan? There's no nutrition. There's no nutrition. It's deficient. That's what.
Appreciate you.
So I should suffer. So hold on. She doesn't want you to eat animals, so you should suffer nutritional deficiencies and suffer disease. And we're already suffering disease and everything from these nutritional deficiencies because we're eating plants and they're anti-nutrient. So even though you're eating meat, right? Let's say, you're cooking the shit out of it. Man, you're still getting nutritional. People are getting nutritional deficiencies because cancer is a known fact. It's due to malnutrition. And how does that happen exactly? Okay, so your body's functioning. You notice that people they don't get sick so easily. Young people, right? Okay, but as you get older, all of a sudden there's all these diseases. People are suffering. They're having all these problems. They get into their 30s, and then it's like, bam, just never ends. So, what is it? A nutritional deficiency, okay? That's really what it is. You get these cancers, whatever, because you have a very weak immune system. You don't have a weak immune system when you're not deficient in nutrients. Yeah.
I don't know. She says it's a host friend, Ina.
Oh, that's weird. I don't even see Ina requesting.
Oh, she's on this side. I don't know. That's her.
You have a better digestion system too, as well, if it's not interfered by these toxic plants. So this lady wants you to eat toxic plants, oxalates all day, sulforaphanes, and arsenic and cyanide. She's like, yes, you need to save the planet and save the animals. So you should be eating all these toxic plants and suffer. Oh, okay. Well, I don't find that very healthy. Is that nutrition? Eating toxic shit?
I think she's just in the chat.
Maybe, yeah.
I've got a Jado. I don't know. I'll bring him up with it might be a child though. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
Hey, I'm 19. I'm born 2006.
Okay. So how do you morally
No.
justify not being vegan?
So, like, imagine if you know how cows they eat like they only stick to grass. That's like vegan. But like like stuff like raccoons, they can eat anything but not be vegan.
They could be vegan. Raccoons,
Oh.
well, I guess let me change my words. They can't be vegan. They can eat a plant-based diet.
Yeah.
No. They can be an animal of opportunity, but they are what they are.
Veganism is actually not a diet. It's a movement and it's a way of living that stands
And, like,
against.
perfect.
Again, diets don't exist. There's no such thing as diet. That's a behavior. In science, diet is considered a behavior. So you're behaving abnormal. Or let's say you're starving. You're behaving what? In a matter where you're starving and you'll eat anything. Even your t-shirt. It's made out of fiber. Your cotton t-shirt.
Oppression. No, it's more about standing against oppression.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's a principle.
What does oppression have to do with being healthy? What is she talking about?
Stance against the exploitation of all sentient beings.
The exploitation of all sentient beings. That doesn't make any sense, man. It's been like this for, I don't know, forever on this planet. Animals hunt other animals. Some are food, some are not. It's like that. It's the nature of things. It's the nature of things. But she wants to control nature. See what I mean? She wants to create something unnatural. Then there's more instability in nature. Yeah. She's like, no, don't eat more of these plants. Well, the plants, they don't want to be eaten, right? Because they're apex organisms. If all these other animals start eating plants and then humans start eating a lot more plants, right? We might fucking eat the entire planet away. I'm just saying for whatever. But yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So you're switching one ecosystem for another. So yeah, we should go vegan. So we should eat the apex organism on this planet, which actually gives life, right? And to extinction, is that it? But we shouldn't eat animals. So what happens when we don't eat the animals and we start eating all the plants? What happens then exactly, huh? Did she ever think of the repercussions to the ecosystem? What would happen?
True. But like, how would I overcome like meatism?
Meatism. Oh, we usually say carnism, but meatism, that's a good one too.
Meatism,
What it would
carnism.
be is, honestly, the reason why you should stop is because the animals are suffering.
The reason you should stop is because the animals are suffering. How exactly are they suffering? How are they suffering? They're out in the wild doing their thing. How are they suffering exactly? You don't suffer if you're dead. Dead things, they don't suffer. So how exactly are these animals suffering? It doesn't make any sense. None of this makes sense. Everything is recyclable anyways on this planet, and everything dies. Everything, comes alive and then dies. It's given birth and dies. I don't understand what she's talking about. Doesn't make any sense.
So what I would do
But,
is
like,
watch Dominion.
I like to like, I like to fuck chicken.
Yeah. You sound like you're not all there.
No, he's all there because he's a normal human being. He just couldn't take this ridiculousness. All right.
That's why I wasn't sure about him.
I know.
I love me. He's the best thing in the world.
Wow, there really are a lot of kids. You weren't joking,
They
Lori.
are so over everywhere. It's ridiculous.
At least they're intelligent enough to understand what is really going on here.
Easy.
This is a religion.
For the block, so many kids.
This
People
is
are
just
waking
kind of
up.
cracking me.
People are waking up.
Yeah, that's what I'm just gonna do. Is I'm just gonna set them back down, and if they keep requesting up, I'll just boot them.
Just don't overwork yourself on, because I know they're gonna try to test the limits here.
Oh no, yeah, I know. They do it all the time. I'm just so sick of them. Jay is not coming back up. C Flake, you sound. Maybe C Flake, but I'll keep my finger on the button for you if he wants to mouth off.
Did he not come up? Oh, I thought you told him to come up.
Oh, I didn't. No, I didn't know. I didn't know.
So I just want to, just because I'm curious, are you also going to bring people up, or do you want me to just click on
Who's next?
or plant foods?
I personally do not agree with buying meat from large grocery stores due to the fact that
I'm not asking you to buy animal flesh.
He doesn't agree with meat from his grocery stores? Well, why don't you go out and hunt it then? Why don't you go out and hunt?
I'm asking you to buy plant-based products.
See?
like
So I'm asking, do you have a grocery store near you, just in general? Do you have a
I do.
store? Okay. So what I'm saying
No, grocery stores, they don't exist out in nature, lady. We hunt. That's what we do.
is your hunting is an option. You're choosing to
Yeah.
do it. It's not survival. You have options to survive without.
That's not. What do you mean it's options to survive hunting? That's. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, if you don't want to die, then you're going to have to hunt, right? You understand me? None of this makes any sense, but okay, whatever. She's so confused between this matrix world that she lives in and the natural world out in nature.
demanding someone lose their life. The issue with hunting,
Yeah.
I understand that there's claims that it's for the environment, but if we truly cared about the environment,
It is the environment. If you truly cared about the environment, then you would stop farming these plants because you're destroying the environment. You would allow the animals to do their natural thing, take their natural course, roam the land and eat. They circulate, they create the grass, they eat, they shit. It's an ecosystem. It's natural. All right? They're going to create the environment. But you farming these plants are going to destroy the environment, destroy human health, destroy our teeth. We're going to need more dentists. They're going to build more buildings. They're going to destroy more of the environment. They're going to need more doctors, more hospitals. They're going to need to create more of these crazy drugs. That's also destroying the environment. And they need buildings. They need money. And they need houses. They need clothes, cars, this, that, to get back and forth to work. So all of this destroys the environment, plants. That's how listen, how do you think we got, listen to what they said. How do you think we got here in this modern society? They will tell you it all started with farming. Yes, because one thing led to the other. It was because it caused us to become sick, and it spun off a whole industry, get it, of healthcare. That's why you have the shamans and all that. The crazy doctor guy in the village. All of a sudden, he's going to heal you. They never needed these people before, but all of a sudden they need these people. And then that's how these industries started. Dentistry, whatever. And then they have plastic surgery, this, that, skin doctors, skin pimple poppers. Man, it never ends, lady. Do you understand me? You are the problem. Once we stem out this disease called veganism, all of this shit will go away. We'll go back to a natural life.
Be eliminating animal ag, as it's the big reason why a lot of these wild animals are entering human spaces. We use 83% of our land, our agricultural land, is dedicated to raising animals and their food. We're knocking down forests.
What are you talking about? Population would be controlled purely on the basis of just eating animals. The problem is people are consuming all these fake plant foods all over the place because they're like, we're gonna feed the planet. You don't need that. It's unbalanced. I'll explain this, lady. The population on this planet and the way we're living, it's so unbalanced against nature because we're eating plants. We should be eating animals. And you wouldn't have needs for doctors, medicines, fucking dentists. You don't need a cell phone because you don't need to call the doctor. Jesus, man. Fuck. You wouldn't need fucking religions, these institutions everywhere, building their buildings everywhere, a bunch of other stuff.
And kicking native stewards out of their home to make room for fields for cows to stand in and for their food to grow, right? So we're...
What are you talking about?
God, I got off my point because there's just so many things wrong with using animals. But the point was,
There's everything wrong. There's everything wrong with you, veganism, which doesn't exist. It's in your head. Get it, lady? It's in your head, man.
Sentience. What was it that I had said to you in the beginning? Sorry.
What did you say?
You had brought up their because I had asked specifically your stance regarding
Hunting.
Yeah.
Yes. So the issue with hunting is that, like, people claim that they're trying to be outside of the farming issue, but so the mammal biomass, just the mammals, not including the birds and the lizards and all those, but just the mammal biomass is 60% farm
including the lizards and all of that. Okay.
animals. 60%. Humans make up, I think, 36%. Wild mammals make up 4% of the total global mammal biomass. So when you're out there hunting, you're taking out the small, tiny bit of wildlife that we have left. And birds, I think it's something like 70% of the birds on this planet are farmed, and only 30% are wild. So it's just like we're hacking down the wildlife like it's their fault for just existing, when really it's us forcing them into our human spaces.
Exactly. So what you need to do is get rid of these farms and plants, and humans will go back to a natural lifestyle. Now, as far as tech, I mean, maybe tech will still stay around, I don't know, or the way we live, like in our shelter here, in these houses or whatever. I don't know about that. That too destroys the land. They're going to have to figure out something, make it more eco-friendly. But you'll notice that the population will be a lot more healthier, more intelligent, much better off, and they won't destroy the environment as much, and the population probably would like even out. But it's uneven now because they can't stop eating plants, which is unnatural. This is unnatural, the whole process. That's why the whole system is off. They talk about this in science. I've seen this. They talk about the population, how it's growing and stuff. Usually nature takes care of population. They don't know how it's done, but it's done. But when you're fighting against nature and eating plants, which is unnatural for humans, then you fuck the ecosystem. So she keeps advocating stop eating the animals, eat more plants. But if you switch from a carnivore and unnatural to an unnatural means of a food source like plants, well, that's going to cause us to be extremely sick and die of scurvy. That's number one. Amino acid deficiency. We're going to have so many deaths. So that too is going to fuck up the environment and the ecosystem. So none of what she says makes sense. So let me alleviate this section to go to this section to destroy the planet and destroy the human race. Oh, okay, that's intelligent. That's great. Why not just go back to a natural lifestyle, the way it was meant to be originally? Hey, lady, so that we don't fuck up the environment.
If we eliminated animal ag, we could reduce our land use by 75% and
No, if we eliminated these fucking plant farms and just stuck to our natural diets, animals, and eating them naturally, we don't have to cook them, we're not supposed to, then we wouldn't be deficient in any nutrient, okay? And we wouldn't consume so much because we're destroying our food. So we need to start going back, feeding our children a natural raw animal diet so they don't consume so much, then they won't get sick and get crazy like the people today and fucked up, don't know what sex they are and everything, because they can't stop eating the crazy plants made from toxins, which is fucking up everybody. They don't even know what sex they are, where they're going, or what they're doing, man.
Still feed 10 billion people and rewild that land, give it back to the animals, the original stewards.
So you're going to feed 10 billion people a toxic, cyanide, arsenic, and oxalate diet. Wow, that's really intelligent, man. That's really smart. Yeah, okay.
You know, whoever says that we don't need to worry about, population control or whatever. We don't need to hunt them.
Listen to her. So we don't need to worry about population control. You don't need to worry about anything. This planet is self-sustaining. It controls everything. It's been here before you. It'll be here after you. It is self-sustaining.
It's not the solution.
Well, okay, so when you bring up population control, it's actually interesting because that actually was going to be one of my next questions, was how you felt about, for example, we all know that the Florida Everglades are, invaded by Burmese and Retex, right? So how do you feel about the removal and culling of those highly invasive species that are absolutely devastating the Everglades?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a conservationist person. I don't have the education to be able to this is what we should do,
Exactly. She's not a conservationist. She doesn't have the knowledge, and so she's just telling you her crazy religion. Oh, I'm going to fix the world. I'm going to make it a better place. I'm going to make it a better place to live. Well, it was already a better place before she ever fucking came along. That's the problem. Before any human came along, it was a better place. And here's the thing, though. I mean, before they started doing these crazy things that humans are doing, it was a better place. There's nothing you need to create here to make it better. What you need to do is to restore it back to the way it was. The downfall of every society is because they ate a plant-based diet. That was the downfall of every what you would call technical or modern society that was coming up. That was the downfall of them. At some point, they made recordings. You could say the Bible is maybe partly historical as a recording. They say that humans lived 1,000 years, 800, 600 years. I don't know. These people from the Ark, they were still alive 600 years later, whatever. I don't know. They may have been because they ate a natural diet. But because over time we kept eating plants, it infected our chromosomes. It fucking did something, because it's called epigenetics. Ever heard of it? If you hit something long enough, you may hit the target. And so that may have fucking shortened our lifespan. Because here's the thing. Truly, if you're such a short lifespan, you couldn't possibly learn enough or become a technical society if you're only living to 70 years or 100 and you die. See what I mean? But if you live 600 years or whatever, you have a long time to learn and to pass on your knowledge and keep learning and become more intelligent, more technical. So you'd think our society, people look at these societies, they go, well, how did they build these pyramids and all this kind of stuff, whatever? Because we may have been extremely intelligent then, but we didn't go technical because of our short lifespan, the cause of what we caused it to become short. Get it? We might have become technical because everybody's like, how did we become so technical so fast in the 19th century? How come we didn't become technical before? Well, maybe we were going to, but because our lifespans were short, we didn't. Get it? If the lifespan was a lot longer, we might have been. We may have been. Who knows?
Yeah.
I do think, though, there's a problem that our conservationists aren't.
And our lifespan is getting shorter and shorter, because if science will cooperate and say, oh, well, we're supposed to live up to 120 and possibly 40, right? 20 and 40, science says that, 120, 140. So then why are people dying at 70 now? And some people dying even at 60 and 50. They're even dying younger. Well, people will say, well, we're living a lot longer than people in the past. I don't know that. They may have only lived shorter because of what they were eating or what they were doing, but they possibly too just lived up to 120 later on. See what I mean? But if you dig deeper in the past, it's a possibility. We may have lived way longer, but because of epigenetic, whatever we did to ourselves eating these fucking plants, it destroyed that.
Coming from it with the aspect of the animal's best interest. They're coming at it from the aspect of this is affecting my living space.
No, it's coming from the interest of the planet, the ecosystem, lady.
So they often will just turn to unaliving because it's cheap and easy and quick, right?
I love this. Turn to unaliving because it's cheap, easy, and quick. I don't think so, whatever.
But if we were to consider the individuals, we would find another way to clean up that mess. And I mean, there's like birth control if we really need to control population numbers. That way the individual...
Yeah, that's it. Go really unnatural. Birth control, condoms. This all goes against nature. Everything she's talking about goes against nature. And then birth control, that's great. And then where does that go? Goes in your toilet. And then where does it go? Down to the city. It's in the city, then they recycle that toilet water, comes back, and you drink it in your tap water. And they can't remove the estrogen. And guess who's drinking it? All the little boys. Oh, is that contributing to them not knowing what sex they are? Because they're consuming estrogen all day in the tap water, lady? Women will be the downfall of every society. It's women that push veganism, everything that's unnatural. You understand me? And men do everything that women want to keep them bloody happy.
Can live, but they can't reproduce, and slowly the numbers will dwindle. You know,
if we can't reduce, the numbers will slowly dwindle. No, if we eat our natural food, it will be corrected by nature, lady. You're trying to control nature. You're crazy.
Other options if we really need to mess with population numbers.
So that's actually exactly why I specifically brought up the Florida Everglades, right? Because I understand the point that you're making, where there are a lot of people, like for example, like I live in Texas, right? So a lot of people have issues with boars, coyotes, and white-tailed deer, where I'm at, right?
That's all part of animal ag.
Yeah, and there are 100% a lot of people that their first go-to is just simply, wipe those animal populations out because they're a nuisance. But I wasn't referring to that. That's why I specifically...
That's a bad thing. It's probably veganism.
Brought up the Everglades, because the Everglades, nobody lives in the Everglades, right? That's entirely protected natural land.
Okay, so what's the benefit of stopping the invasive species? Because honestly, nature's going to grow and collapse on its own. And if it's not going to affect a population of humans, I really don't know why we're intervening.
Man, wow, these people are incredible. This is intelligence. High IQ intelligence. Wow.
Sure. So the reason why they're working on stopping that specific invasive species is due to the fact that, well, one, that invasive species was introduced by humans. The way Burmese and retics were introduced to the Everglades was actually through the illegal pet trade back in the 90s. A lot of people got these animals, not realizing how
because it's unnatural what they were doing. Now they're trying to correct the mistake.
How big these snakes get, because I mean these snakes get 20, 30 feet.
Right.
And then they start, because in the 90s, people, the pet trade was super unregulated. Like, you could walk into a pet store.
The only point that you're really making right now is just that we need to make sure that we don't procreate pets anymore, because people are irresponsible and just let their pets procreate irresponsibly, and then those animals get loose. I mean, it's not just the case for that. There's dogs that are out there wild, cats that are out there wild, right, causing tons of damage, right? The issue is the humans. The humans keep introducing these animals. So as far as like
well, because they keep breeding them, it's unnatural. I've never seen so many breeds in my neighborhood before. Wow, I don't know, in the last while. I've never seen these kind of dogs. It's crazy.
Do about that situation, I don't have the answer for you, but I would say come at it from the perspective that you don't want to just cause unnecessary harm. But I don't have the solution for everything. All I can talk to you about is your choices, what you can do.
And that's why I was asking about the moral qualms that you may have had with it, because the whole point of being up here is the whole point of having this conversation and this prompt is to have an actual thoughtful discussion and figure out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm absolutely okay with you challenging it. There are fringe cases. The only issue I have with fringe cases, I just don't want people to be so distracted by them. Like, just because maybe I don't have a solution for the Everglades doesn't mean that people in their everyday life can choose they're not prevented from choosing plant-based products. That
Just the word product makes you cringe, bro. Get it? It's like they just keep destroying the land because of this lifestyle. I mean, they're farming. They're even rubber trees. I mean, they're clearing out the land where natural things were growing to grow rubber trees. Can this planet ever really restore itself the way it was naturally? I don't know, man. Fuck. At some point, you got to think, wow, what they're doing is so unnatural. If they could just put life back the way it was naturally, see what I mean? You'd have less, how should I put it? You'd have less demand for products if you were a natural human being. If you just ate animal products, you'd eat less, right? Eat less, buy less, spend less. You'd live a more natural type of lifestyle, even if you are living in the Matrix.
veganism is about me personally not wanting to demand exploitation. And
No, it's not. Veganism is a religion. It's a religion. And this Jesus Christ character, he was the most natural person on the planet, most likely. He was actually against religion. Yeah, man. He fucking detested religions, get it? Because they destroyed the environment. He wanted people to go back to nature. That was the thing. That's the reason why they killed him. Here's the thing. The moment you preach the truth, like all these people preaching this fake stuff, you preach the truth, man, and you're done. The society, they want to destroy you, kill you, get it? They want to nail you to the cross.
my response to the Everglades is really just my personal thing. It's not a vegan perspective, because vegans are just about exploitation. If I was to
Vegans are about exploitation. If you're about exploitation, then why are you exploiting these plants and humans to eat more plants? You understand me? Destroying the planet.
want to capture those animals and eat them or use them in some fashion because they're,
But it's natural, lady. That's the natural process of this planet. That's how it works. When you disrupt it, look what happens. Look what's happening. You're disrupting it. You understand me? That's why we have all these problems.
of species, that I would have an issue with. That is perpetuating someone be born into existence, blaming them for being born in that body, and then unaliving them so you can lick their insides or whatever comes out of them.
So
What are you talking about? What the hell is she talking about, man?
okay, so
It's just ridiculous.
So if your purpose is for you, you're not going to consider that individual's best interest, right? You're only going to consider your benefits.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
I'm sorry. I'm gathering my thoughts. I'm kind of
That's
processing.
fine. Take a second.
Take a second.
So your qualm. So just to make sure that I'm understanding this correctly, your qualm with it is more so the idea of people doing it for their own selfish purposes. They're doing it because it's beneficial to them, regardless of whether or not it is beneficial to the animal that it's happening to.
Yes, that's the important part, is that they're doing it to benefit themselves and no longer care about the best interests of the individual, right?
They're doing it because it's a natural process. It's something you can't really run away from. You can try, but in the end, you'll end up like the vegan compilation, get it? You'll end up with scurvy and dying.
Taking someone's life is not in that individual's best interest, right? Mm-hmm. Right, unless they're...
Whether it is or not, it's not up to you to make that decision. You understand me? It's something natural, lady.
suffering, right? That's when you maybe would consider that being compassionate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind
This
of
is not compassionate. What is compassionate is if you restore the planet the way it was meant to be, eating an animal-based diet, humans eating animals, in their natural state. We have to go back to train ourselves, to condition ourselves to eat naturally, not condition your children and everybody to eat garbage all day and cook their food and all that kind of stuff and go ew all the time. Ew, yet they still eat animal products. If it's ew, why are they still eating animals? If it's ooh, I can't eat it raw. Ooh, I can't eat those organs because ew. And they're just eating the muscle meat. So if they're just eating the muscle meat, where's all the organs going and everything else? Where's it all going, lady? Are they trashing it? Like, none of this makes sense at all. So let me train my children to go ew, not to eat animal products, right? Let's forget about that so they can stay healthy. The less they eat, the less healthy they become. More plant-based, make society completely crazy, kaput, and then destroy society. Yeah, so they go plant-based, and then society's completely destroyed. Have you ever seen that Pottinger thing, that study about the cats? By the 4th generation, they were completely kaput. He fed them cooked meat. Cooked meat already killed them. Can you imagine them on a plant-based diet, dude? They'd be fucking dead.
kind of similar to what we see with, like,
We know that if you put kids on veganism diets, children, they'll die. They'll starve. And then you'll become arrested, and then they'll put you in jail. The authorities will come for you and put you in jail. So it's kind of obvious the diet does not work, okay?
example, with their, like here in Texas, right? Exotic leather is a very popular thing for boots, right?
Sure.
And there is a specific line of boots made of elephant leather. Now, that elephant leather is specifically taken from elephants after when they've been found and they've died of old age. And
Yeah, but then someone sees it, right? And they go, oh, I want an elephant bag. And they don't have access to this more ethical material, so they get it through other avenues. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you could say that what they're doing there is unnatural because now they're killing animals for what? For these products. Maybe you should put your attention there. I don't know, lady.
yeah, no, I was just bringing up an example to kind of like understand exactly what it was you're saying, because you had
Like I said, if you were to put back natural diets of humans, put them back, restore them the way they're supposed to be, maybe all of this stuff, and educate them, then all these things would go away. See what I mean? All of these things would go away, but it's not going to go away. It's just going to get worse. Here's the thing. People like these veganism people, they're the ones that are exasperating this problem. They're making it worse. You're making it worse. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next video, friends. It's going way too long.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like,
So,
okay, so it's sort of
It's
what?
just the exploitation. It's the exploitation. Exploitation means to use
Again, exploitation.
someone unfairly for your benefit. And
Yeah, that's what she's doing. Exploiting us carnivores for her own benefits to eat plants and completely destroy society and the world and the ecosystem of this planet. I'll see you in the next one, ciao, friends. This is crazy.